Welcome back to the Other Side of 45 podcast. It's our series, X versus Z, Life After High School. We have in the studio with us Miss Chai, who is going to share her story with us today. So we are not going to keep Chai because we know she is very busy. So we're going to jump right on in. Okay. What? Sorry, I'm just in a silly mood right now.
You're good.
Were you well, let's start by asking this. What year did you graduate high school, and were you active in high school?
Yeah, so I graduated high school in 2020. Unfortunately, I was like the class of COVID, so my high school year honestly kind of ended in March because after March everything was online. I didn't really get to like be in there physically. But yeah, I graduated in 2020. I would say I was active enough in high school, not as active as I feel like I could have been or should have been. I ran track. I tried out for the basketball team. I made it, but didn't end up playing. I did start one club called BOLD. It stands for Black Organization for Leadership and Development. I started that. I was in Key Club. And other than that, that's really all I did. Like I said,
that's a whole resume of activities. I mean, my God, girl.
It kind of is. Like I could have. Cool. Thank you. It was me and just some of my other like friends and things like that. I started that like my junior year, I believe. Wow. And that was really just a club because the high school I went to was predominantly white. So we wanted something for like, all the Black kids, even like other like kids of like color, where we could all get together and, be in our element. But that's really all I did. I think it was like I said, it was active enough, but I could have done more. I know people did a lot more.
You felt like you could do more?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I could have done more for some reason, but maybe I'm just being hard on myself.
You are, because I'm telling you, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot. Kudos to your parents for raising such a great child.
Thank you.
That was really for them. Why are you thanking them? You had nothing to do with that.
Well, thank you on behalf of my mom.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just sitting there like a.
Y'all were talking. I didn't want to interrupt y'all. Y'all look like y'all had a nice conversation going.
Please.
So, so are you active in college right now?
No, ask her what she's doing now.
Well, okay. So right now, I was my first year. So my first year of college, I went to Georgia State. But like I said, like that was the year where like COVID was at its highest. So I was at Georgia State, but I wasn't like very motivated. I was kind of cruising by, you know what I mean? Because COVID made things so hard. Like I couldn't go in person, and I was just like, this is so hard because like I just had such a different picture in mind of how college would be. So the fact that I was doing everything through Zoom and like on a computer, it just made it hard for me to stay motivated. So like I made it through that first year, but like I said, I could have done way better. But then after that, it wasn't the best year. So I joined this program. I took a year off and I joined this program called Year Up. And basically it's a year-long program where you are in a certain pathway. My pathway was customer service. And basically they train you in customer service. They give you all the necessary like professional skills. You go to a college, you take classes, and they just prepare you for like the corporate world. And that's like what I did because it's a good alternative for people who like maybe didn't want to go to college or want to try something else. So when I took that year off, I was like, I don't want to just sit and do nothing. I want to like, make good use of my time. So I did that program because I found out about it through somebody else. So I was doing that. I was working at Target. And then also in the program, you get to intern. So for the first 6 months, it's learning and development. The last 6 months, you go to whatever company they pair you with and you intern with that company using the skills that they taught you in those first 6 months. So I went to a company called E-Trade / Morgan Stanley. and I was working as a customer service representative, and I did not like it at all. I actually really hated it. But I had no other option. Like I was just taking calls all day. Like everyone was super sweet. I loved my colleagues. I loved like, my supervisors, but it just wasn't for me. Like I was literally like, the 1-800 number on the back of a credit card. I was dealing with those people who would call that number,
Wow.
like managing accounts and like learning about finances. And I just didn't really like it, but I was really grateful for the experience because it made me like narrow down what I would want to do in my life. And I knew it wasn't something in the finance world or in that like sector of things. So now I literally just graduated from that program on July 15th was my last day. I graduated. I got my little certificate. I got a little Scrum certification. And now I'm going back to Kennesaw State University for this year because I want to get my degree, finish my education. Now I know what I want to do. My major is going to be marketing. So yeah, that's like what I'm doing now. I start August 15th is the first day of classes. And yeah, that's like
Are you going to be on campus?
I am going to be on campus. This will be my first year living on a college campus. So I'm excited.
Oh, that should be fun.
That is going to
So
be fun.
you're going to be a sophomore?
Basically, so through the year up program, I got like 20 college credits, which is really good. But those, I still have to get like some credits that I didn't get my first year, basically. So I don't know really what I'd classify as. I think it'd be a sophomore, but just some extra context, I'm 19. I'll be 20 in October. So yeah, I think I'd be a sophomore. So
Yeah.
Why are you shocked? So did a lot of your friends from high school, did they go to college or did they choose different paths?
I would say all my friends chose different paths. I have like one friend who she's actually like a content creator. She makes stuff on TikTok, like she dances. So she chose more of like the creative, like freelance kind of route. I, like I said, ended up going to college my first year. Most of the people I know ended up going to college. I have one friend who's older than me. She actually graduated from Georgia State already. So I would say like my friends are kind of like, all over the place. There's a little bit of everything,
Okay. And would you say like you're still like keeping in touch with them or y'all kind of just like?
Yeah, for sure. I would say we're keeping in touch. I actually just saw them over the summer. The content creator friend, she lives in New York. So I got to see her this summer.
Ooh. Well, she's living it up. Okay.
Yeah, she's definitely living it up. Really proud of her. She actually just teamed up with Essence, which is great. Like she's doing really well. So I saw her, and then my other friend, she actually just got a new job. She has a psychology degree. So she just got a new job working as, I forgot what she's working at, but something with customers or talent acquisition, I think. But yeah, I have that friend. And then I have a friend who just really didn't go to college. She's trying to like figure things out for herself, which is okay. Some people end up in that mode. Yeah, so she's figuring that out.
So early.
It is.
Exactly. So I have like friends on all different like sides of the spectrum.
That's cool.
So, yeah.
It is. It's great that y'all still were able to maintain y'all friend group.
Exactly. Yes, we're still all very close.
So when you were in your program and you were going on campus for your training?
Yeah, so I was going on campus to this college called Atlanta Metropolitan State College. I was going there for the classes, but a lot of stuff was held on Zoom, like the different meetings and like boot camps and trainings, they were on Zoom.
Did you keep up with any of those people?
I did. I still have so through the program we created LinkedIn. They help us set that up. And we all keep in touch on LinkedIn. I even like gained a couple friends from that program who I like hang out with and still talk to this day. I love them. But yeah, we all keep up with each other, I would say so.
You're not shy, are you, Cha?
I'm not shy. I think at first I can be kind of reserved, but I wouldn't say I'm shy. Like it just depends on like how I feel, like how the environment is. Yeah.
So how did your parents feel about your decision? Were they supportive?
like my decision to take a year off, or like my decision
Yes.
with, I would say my dad has always been very supportive of me, like always. He's African, and like with Africans, education is a really big deal. Like they don't play about that. But he was very supportive about me, taking a year off, and like obviously I explained everything to him, and he trusts me to make the right decision. But my mom, on the other hand, she was like, when I told her I was going to join Europe, she was like, "No, chill out. Like you're being too wishy washy. You're being an indecisive Libra. Like here you go.
I'm a Libra too.
Yeah.
Indecisiveness is.
I'm telling you, it's like, and she knows me, so she's like, "You're being indecisive. Like this is wrong. Like you're."
Child.
Okay. Hold
on, child.
To do this, but for once in my life, I was like, I'm just gonna follow my gut. I think this is what I want to do. This is what I need to do, and it ended up being very successful. Like it ended up working out for me, and she ended up being very happy that I did it. You know what I mean? Like she had took back everything she said because she just saw like everything I learned from this program, everything I gained from it. So yeah, she ended up being very supportive. So I guess both my parents supported me through it. But she always said no matter what, even if I got a job out of this program, which I did, but I declined it. But she said she wanted me to get my degree no matter what. So
are they happy now that you're going back and going to Kennesaw?
Yeah, very happy. My mom's very happy because my mom's from Haiti. And so she finished high school, and she did end up going to business school, but she only got an associate's degree. And now she works for like a great company, but she always tells me how they've always kind of like played around with her just because she doesn't have that full degree. Like when it comes to salary, how she should be making more because she's been at that that company for a long time. And she said because she doesn't have that degree, they wouldn't give her the salary that she actually deserved. So she always pushed on me, like, get your degree. Even if you get a degree in something crazy, something, not normal, whatever. She said, just get one. You know what I mean? Because it just puts you ahead. It puts you on top of the pile. So she always pushed that on me. So yeah.
Even if it's something that they want you to do that shouldn't require a degree.
Right.
It does help. And that's something that I try to emphasize with my girls, especially nowadays. Like if you go on to job sites, they're asking for degrees for receptionists. Like, why do I need to go to
a degree to
answer a phone? Like,
yeah,
it really is just to narrow down the people. Even though those shouldn't be people that you want sitting in your, but it had really to me, competition, to me, it has gotten out of hand. It has gotten out of hand that they really need to get a little more realistic about how they pay their college grads, because the pay does not equal what it should considering student loans. So the job market right now does stress having a degree, and I'm not saying you shouldn't, because I definitely think you should.
Yeah.
But the way some companies are treating it is they're putting that at an unfair advantage, because they're not paying people for the education that they have. It's a pitfall, but you do need to have a leg up. And I agree with your mother, of course.
Yeah,
of course, I agree with you. So are you playing active at KSU?
Oh yeah, I am definitely. I actually have a couple like friends that I know who already go there. But yeah, I definitely want to be active. One of my like objectives this year is to make the dean's list. I really want to do that. Only because in high school I cruised by. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be honest. Like that's why I said like I could have done more, because when it came to like grades, I was okay. Like I wasn't like a failing student, but I was like a B's, maybe a C or 2 in math and like whatever. And I just could have done better. It was simply because I didn't try hard enough. Like I would do my homework in the mornings. I would wait last minute. I was a procrastinator. I still kind of am, but I'm working on it. But yeah, like I don't want to do that in college, or at least this time around. I really want to like try harder and, just succeed and hit
Well,
some milestones.
so when you went to GSU and you said it didn't work out, were some of those old habits did some of those old habits follow you that first year?
Yeah, they did. They definitely did. Because I literally went to college the same year I got out of high school. So
Yeah.
they definitely followed me. I just thought like I could do the same things I did in high school and college, like with the last minute. And, I thought it would be okay, but it wasn't okay. So that's how that year off, I was like, hold on, this is a rude awakening. So yeah, now I know, I'm like, okay, I can't do the same things I used to do in high school. I got to be more disciplined.
Ooh, she's gonna be more disciplined. Have you done anything? Well, you've been out in the real world.
Yeah,
that'll make you disciplined for sure.
Oh, for sure. Especially this program, like being in the corporate world, like working alongside other adults and, them just, giving me advice and telling me how to approach things. I'm definitely going to take that with me.
Like what?
College life. I would say the biggest thing I learned is just professionalism and like being timely. Time management was a big thing that I learned. A really big thing. Like I said in the program, we had like a learning and development phase, and we had homework. Like I had to do homework, and even though the teachers, they were very understanding, they were like, look, this is how you set up your time. If you get an assignment this day, try to do it, like break it up during the week, or like have it, you know what I mean? Like just teaching us how to manage our time better, because that's something I wasn't always good at. But that's definitely one thing I took from that program. And even like when I was interning, like there was things, assignments, projects that I had to turn in. And I knew I couldn't like play around with that, because this is like a company. Like it's not school. It's not like personal or anything. Like I actually had to get things done. So now I like take things like that more serious.
Sounds like you are ready for college, girl. You have learned some lessons in the 2 years since you graduated high school. Look at you.
I hope so. I really feel like it was like God's plan, the way it all happened. So, yeah.
You is so unlucky.
So, do you plan on working while you're in school?
I do. Because I do have like rent to pay for, even though I'm gonna get help with that. But I will be living on off-campus housing, so there's rent due every month. But I'm obviously going to try to balance it. So I'm either going to do like federal work study. I'm trying to apply for that, or I'm just going to get a job like, around the school, something like that. So I can, pay for gas, groceries, and, little things like that.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
It is.
So do you plan on like traveling also, like maybe doing study abroad?
Ooh, I would love to do study abroad. Like, I would love that. Over the summer, I got to go to Mexico, which was super exciting. Yes, you saw it. But I loved it. Like, when I came back to America, I was like, oh my gosh, like, I don't even want to be here. So I would love to do study abroad. I would love to do that. Just get a taste of, another culture. I'd probably do it in like a Spanish speaking country, because I would love to learn how to speak Spanish.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, is there a specific country you want to go to?
Yeah, probably maybe Spain, maybe back to Mexico. I wouldn't mind going to Africa. Like my dad is from there. He's from Senegal. So I wouldn't mind going there. I don't really speak the dialect there at all. But I would go just to learn. My mom's from Haiti. I'd go there too, honestly. I'd go wherever. Like, I'm just down to travel. I want to travel. So, as long as I feel safe, as long as it's a safe, environment, I'm a girl. But yeah, I would do it.
It's really not safe anywhere. So, you just gotta.
But I saw you
learn how to maneuver.
She looked like she had such a good time.
She was in Mexico. That sounded like it was fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really fun.
What part of Mexico did you go to?
I went to Cancun. So that's it's kind of a touristy area, but we did get out of the resort. So we got to get a little taste of, the culture and whatnot.
Did you go with family or friends, or was it?
I went with family. I went with family. So it was really nice. It was really nice. I kind of got finessed a little bit because I think the locals there, like, you know, when you're shopping for like souvenirs and whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
I guess me as a black girl, they see me and I don't look like how they know that they can finesse me. So I got these little beaded bracelets. I don't have them with me, but oh, here's one. This little beaded bracelet. I'm obsessed with these. Like, they're so cute. And I picked up like 10 of them and she's like $100 for 10. Isn't that crazy? And then my Spanish speaking family member came in and then she dropped it all the way down to 25.
Oh,
Dang!
that's you. Yep.
That's what I'm saying. She was taking advantage of the fact that I didn't speak Spanish. I'm not Hispanic. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yes, but it didn't put a bad taste in my mouth for Mexico. I'd still go back.
Oh,
But yeah,
Dang,
dang.
big finesse. I'm
Man,
thinking,
like, she
I
tried.
know. I know.
So, just out of curiosity, had your Spanish speaking family member not intervened, would you have given her the money?
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
First off, I didn't even have enough to do that. I'm just being honest. And that's just too much. Like $10 for these little beaded bracelets. They're beautiful, but $100 for 10 of them? I don't know about that. I think I just knew better. I just knew better.
Good, because shoot, not even being there, I'd be like, you must have lost your food right now.
no, literally. I was like, oh, that's cool. You can keep
I don't
it.
want it. Nigga, I go buy some beads and do it
Right.
myself.
Exactly. I'll get some, you know, hit up Michael's when I get back to the States.
Literally.
She did not say hit up Michael.
Plus, they have coupons there. Yeah.
Y'all so silly.
I'm just
Y'all,
saying.
you know what is not finna make no jewelry.
If I wanted the bracelet without paying $100, I would.
You is not gonna make no jewelry. Coupon or not, you ain't making no jewelry.
No, literally.
You ain't making no jewelry. You can get on the podcast and lie. No, we ain't gonna make no darn jewelry. You might as well get that woman that $100. And your boy was not finna make no jewelry. She gonna be with either without or out for $100. But you make jewelry, it was never gonna be. I don't even know why you said that. Just be making stuff up on the podcast. Just insanity.
Yeah.
So,
Crazy.
So,
I know one.
so is there any advice you would give high school students?
Oh, I'm sorry, what was that?
Is there any advice you would give high school students?
Yes, there is advice I would give high school students. I would say this is easier said than done, but really try not to worry about what other people are thinking. When I was in high school, I do feel like I suffered a little bit from social anxiety and just fear of what, you know, other people thought of me. Just when it came to everything, even like with raising my hand to ask a question, I was like, no, this just sounds like a dumb question. And it really affected me. And like I said, once again, this is, I could have done more, but I was just so consumed, like I said, with like social anxiety and just being like afraid of what other people thought. It just held me back. You know what I mean? You really miss out on opportunities and relationships and friendships when you're like worried about what people are thinking of you. And I would just say, like, no one cares. You know what I mean? Like, you might think people are looking at you and they care, but they don't care. I promise you. They might look at you and be like, oh, why is she doing that? Or why would she say that? But they literally forget it 2 seconds later. They don't care. I think about me, how I feel about other people, right? Like, someone could do something really crazy and I'm like, that was off. But then I just go about my day and I don't really care. You know what I mean? And even if they do care, it doesn't matter. You know, they're not doing your homework. They're not paying your bills. You shouldn't worry about it. I would just say, be your most authentic self. Wear what you want to wear. Hang with who you want to hang with. Say what you want to say if it's appropriate, you know, all that stuff. But yeah, really just don't worry about what other people are thinking because it will hold you back. Like, if you care, it will hold you back for sure. So don't let it hold you back.
That is really good advice. I mean, since you left high school, and me knowing you not that well, like you have really changed. Like you have matured. You know, this experience that you had at this program. You know, that advice that you gave that for our high school students. I mean, that's what life has a tendency to do that to you. Hopefully, not everybody learns for sure.
Yeah.
You can be in your 50s and still learn and still not get it. But at your age, to be able to go back and say, don't worry about what other people say. And that's hard for high school students, especially girls. Especially girls.
Yeah.
So reaching back and saying, hey, nobody cares. I love it. Nobody ain't looking at you like that.
Nobody looking at you.
You really aren't.
Yeah.
I try to tell you people, honey, nobody cares about you like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And like something like I don't know if I like watched a video because sometimes Age will send me videos like to help with social anxiety. And they said in the video, you know, if you can't remember something embarrassing that happened to somebody, especially somebody you don't know, then more than likely they're not thinking about something embarrassing you did.
They're not.
Like, Like I don't know if y'all do this sometimes. Like when you do something embarrassing and it randomly pops up in your head and you're just like, "Ooh, that was embarrassing."
You know, that's
people aren't doing that with you. They're like
not.
they too
They're
some things stuff.
They are.
It's like, if anything, people, you have to think about all like the secret admirers like you probably have. Like there's so many people who I look at and I'm like, wow, like I love her personality, or I think she's so pretty, or I love her confidence. And they don't even know I'm thinking that. Because I should say something, sometimes I don't. But they don't even know like I admire them. You know what I mean? They might be worried about something negative, but sometimes you have to look at it like people might think positively of me. You know what I mean?
And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this series is because the young ladies that I reached out to don't always know that what they have experienced, what they have to say, they don't always think of how that can affect somebody else. I get it all the time. I say random crap all the time, and I'll get somebody to say, you know what? I thought about what you said, and I'm thinking, I don't even remember saying it.
Yeah.
But doing this for me was important because I've come across so many young women who are so uncertain. And sometimes hearing it from somebody that's about their age, sometimes it helps. So I'm glad that you agreed to do this, Chai. You were on the top of my list. I was like, she needs to stop. Well, you have that kind of personality.
Huh?
You have that kind of personality. I think you're a sweet young lady. I see you on social media doing your thing. You look happy, healthy. It's just like you said, you never know. Someone else might be looking at your stuff thinking, wow.
Yes.
Awesome.
And just thank you so much for even having me. I love that, you know, you guys are doing this. It's such a beautiful thing to have a podcast for Black girls.
So, Chai, I'm looking to replace her with somebody. Are you interested? She's so disrespectful. She's so disrespectful. She's never ready. You see how long it took her to get ready. She knew. I told her 1 o'clock. I don't know what time she thought 1 o'clock was coming.
You texted me at like 1:02.
No, but you knew. I told you.
You texted me at 1:02.
I'm looking for
me 2 seconds to come downstairs, and I was ready.
You should have been here.
I have my hat on. I have a shirt
so
on.
Anyway, I'm looking to replace this one because she's
not gonna replace me.
You don't know what I'm gonna do. You don't know that. You don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm grown. The utter disrespect. You see, because you ain't like that. See, I don't get Chai to come on. She just said how much she appreciates. You don't appreciate what I do. So
I'm sure she does. You know how it is, mother and daughter. I'm the same way with my mom. So
you need to stop, because if you like that, you need to stop. I'm on behalf of your mother. Stop it. Don't do her like that. She deserves better.
Anyway.
She does. So you know what, Chai? I would like to. I was about to use a millennial term. I can't stand when they say circle back. I really just can't stand it.
You like to circle back?
I hate circling back. I don't want to circle back. But anyway, that's not even what I was. What I was going to. You hush. I was going to Chai. What I was going to say is I would love to follow up, because that's the X term. That's it.
She
We
would like
follow
to circle
up.
back.
I'm not circling back. I'm gonna follow up with you hopefully after the end of your first year at KSU, and we're gonna see what your first year was like. Would you be up for that?
I would love that. I'm completely open to that.
See, I love Chai. She's just so awesome. People treat me better than my own children. Well, Chai, we are not gonna hold you up anymore. I thank you so much. Chai, have a good weekend.
Bye.
Ignore that.
Thank you guys so much for having me. Have a great day.
Nice to meet you.